Hello internet. Welcome to another video of my channel, and this one is, yes, in English for all the foreigners out there. And this is my new low-tech 10-gallon aquarium system, and all the plants that you see in here are commonly regarded as low-techs. So at the front of the tank we have some uh, Micranthanum micranthemoides, I guess that's what they're called, or as commonly known as micra in our country Bangladesh. We have some the micras are covering almost more than half of the tank's front. We have some empty spaces for these plants to get behind and grow some more. Then we have some Otelia alismoides, this one with the big leaves. This one is pretty rare, and I've never seen anyone keeping them in their fish tanks. And this one is pretty common in my area, but for some unknown reason I haven't had my hands on much of them. So I only got about 4 to 5 of them this year. And next to the Otelia alismoides we have some Rotala rotundifolia. They look kind of spiky because they were growing in my I don't know, drum on the rooftop. Then we have some Siamensis or Siamensis 53B. Those are pretty good looking plants, and when they grow up I'll trim their heads off about a time or two, and they'll grow some good looking bushes. Then we have some Valesneria giganta, also known as jungle vales. Then we have some, let's come to this side, some Nazai pedicellata golden. And for all those out there who are yelling that this plant is mid-tech or high-tech or something like that, I have also had them growing in my tanks, sorry, my drum at the rooftop with no CO2, no fertilization, just some soil and gravel and the natural sunlight. And they didn't have this pink coloration while they were in the drums, so I guess the light in this tank is much more intense than the light they used to get in the drum on the rooftop. I also had them growing in my drum at the rooftop. And last but not least, we have some Ludwigia sp superat. They are classified as low-tech plants in the website of Tropica. So I think they should be doing pretty good in my tank, but we'll see after about 4 to 5 months. And that's all the plants that we have in this tank, and then talk about the fishes. So for starter, we have some Parambasis lala. I also had them in my previous setup. We have a buddies, also known as blue buddies for some unknown reason, or for the lack of hiding spaces in this tank, they didn't get their colorations. And then I have my most favorite fish from the natural collection I have collected from our local canals, and they are known as the bumblebee gobies. So that's pretty much all the fish that I have in this tank. I also had a sparkling or croaking gourami, but I don't really know where they went, so I think I lost it, or I think they might be hiding in this tank somewhere. It's not a really big tank, so it's really hard to lose the track of them, but I have no idea where it went. So for lighting, I still have the old one. It's a DIY light with a glass wedged into the stand for some protection. I have a DIY canister filter right here. This one is probably pushing out 600 or 550 liters of water per hour, and it's a pretty good filter, because I don't know if you have ever seen any kind of video of this tank after a water change. The water that I have here is not pretty, not clear, and this filter always gets this murky or unclear water crystal clear in about 2 to 3 hours. So this filter is pretty good. It's been more than a year that I built it, and it's still working like a charm. But I think I should get the medias clean or media sort, because it has been more than about a year that I have cleaned this filter and it's still going, hasn't blocked the flow of water in any means or necessary. So the filter is working fine, but I think I should get this filter cleaned. And that's all I have about this tank in this video, and I'll post an update of this tank about after 2 to 3 months. And one thing that I forgot to mention in this tank, this one is also a dirty tank. That means the main base layer of this tank is dirt. So I've taken a risk in this tank that I should not have. Almost 90 to 95% of the people in my country who are currently active in this hobby has forbade me to use any kind of compost in this tank that releases a lot of nitrates or nutrients in the tank, and if the plants aren't healthy enough, that might cause a lot of algae. So far it has been 4 to 5 days that I've set up this tank. I have not seen any kind of algae, and the plants are doing, I'm not going to say great, but they're just doing fine. And this tank needs a water change ASAP. So for the substrate, I have a really nutritious one. It's a mix of compost and garden soil that I've collected from my local paddy field, and some really old compost, so it's packed with nutrients. So the plants should be doing really fine once they have settled in the tank. I have about 1 inch of them at the base layer, and I have capped them off with silt sand or sands of constituting of really large pieces. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Bye.